Well, here we are, 6 long years since the Uluru Statement from the Heart was issued to the Australian people as an invitation to walk with us in a movement of the Australian people for a better future. We are here, October 14. We are now under 7 weeks away from a historic ballot where the nation will finally recognise the First Nations people of Australia in the Constitution. Drafted in the 1890s, the Constitution expressly excluded our people for 67 years. We were not part of the national story. This referendum is about correcting this. It is about recognising First Nations peoples through a voice. I studied constitutions because they do have a role in shaping a nation and its culture. Constitutions create the material conditions that allow populations and communities to flourish. This is why they are so important. Our Constitution has done a pretty good job for most Australians, but not for all. We were excluded from the constitutional order. 1967 was momentous because it neutralised that exclusion. But the manifestation of that original exclusion is difficult to erase without change, without structural change and recognition. That is what this referendum is about. This referendum is about positive empowerment, recognition through a voice. 6 years ago, when our men and women in the regional dialogues were asked, "What is meaningful recognition to you?" What was their answer? They chose recognition as having a more active role in the democratic life of the Australian state. They chose recognition through a voice. Now, I want the politicians to close their ears because I'm going to say that not everyone wants to be a politician. And our First Nations men and women in the dialogues who live in communities, they choose to stay on country and devote their lives to the service of their people, of their culture, of their communities. They should not have to move to Canberra to have a say in the laws and policies made about their lives. They should not have to be personal friends with bureaucrats or politicians or have ministers on speed dial in order to influence the way their communities are funded and the way resources are allocated. This is why recognition through a voice is an effective way to bring empowerment and accountability to Indigenous affairs. That will lead to better quality laws when we are at the table and better quality policies when we are at the table, because consultation will no longer be superficial. Consultation will no longer exclude our communities, and we will have better outcomes and better results because of that. We know that well over 80% of our communities support a voice.